so we'll definitely go over that. All right, so let's get started. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for December 30th, 2019. All right, hope you guys had a good Christmas and a good weekend. Ready to get back into things. We will have a holiday on Wednesday for the first, but after that, yeah, we'll be back into the swing of things. Only a couple weeks out from earnings season. Okay, so it'll be back to business as usual pretty soon. Now, looking at what we got today on the Qs and SPY, okay, starting with the sell-off that we got, right, gave us this break of the hourly uptrend. Now, before last week, right, so before, the Christmas week, bullish bias, hourly continuing, daily continuing, weekly, monthly, all still looking bullish. Okay, now what we got today, right, breaks that hourly uptrend, which has been going on for the last couple weeks. And there wasn't really anything to change, I thought, last week as far as what we saw. And then today we got the break of the hourly uptrend. Okay, there it is on the Qs. Here it is on the SPY. Very similar, okay, Qs and SPY. Not much divergence there. Okay, so we got this break here. Now we've seen this before, right? We got it right here, okay? Got some follow through, made a lower high there, got a gap down, and then the next sell setup failed. And from here, we knew, okay, just back to bullish. That the bearish bias was over, and for the time being, based on what the chart was telling us, we should be back to bullish, right? And that was here, and you can see what we did kind of since then, right? Now we're up here. Okay, so we got this break of the hourly trend. We're getting the hourly sell set up. So short-term bias is going to be lower. Going to be lower if we take out 322.06. Going to be neutral. Expect to see it set up some kind of bullish entry most likely, because the larger time frame still, here's the daily. The daily is extended, so I think that does support the bias for a short-term pullback, okay? But the weekly, the monthly, hard to argue with the bullishness that we see on these charts, right? Bullish, bullish, bullish. So when we get this little bit of short-term trend change, right, then we're going to be bearish until that bearish trend fails, and then neutral, and then see if we get some kind of bullish entry to continue the move higher. Okay, so very nice of the market to wait until the market wrap resumed here to give us this break of the hourly trend. Okay, and now with this hourly sell setup triggering lower, okay, we do have a pivot here to use. We break over that, going to be neutral. The longer that we base out after that, right, then we're going to be looking for higher prices. Okay, so bearish on the short term going into tomorrow, still on the daily, weekly, monthly, still looking bullish. Okay, so expecting a short-term pullback, maybe for the next hours, days, maybe, and then expecting to see price resume unless we start to see the picture change on the weekly and monthly. Okay, all right, what about what we saw today? No calls from me today, but some nice calls here from Sammy and James. Okay, so starting with the NEO here, big gap up. This was actually played long and short because it went climactic. Professional gap on the NIO, so meaning it's gapping against the short-term trend. Okay, gapping up. Had some opportunities to play it in the morning. We went over this 2-minute base breakout here, right? And then it was mentioned again on this breakout here from James, and look at that move. So very impressive, and then set up the short. This was called as a short by Sammy, all right, and to hold here into the close. So very nice play there. Just a climactic entry on the NIO. Okay. MAXR also in the morning had a nice breakout there to get things started. Okay, and then set up again as a pullback, base, 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 and then breakout after pulling back. Okay, we did talk about the MAXR. The trickiest thing was going to be where would be the target, creating all this resistance during this pullback in the way. So I did think that round 17 was going to be the target. I think it exceeded it just by a little bit. So not really great reward to risk on this MAXR, but nice also professional gap here. So on the MAXR, professional gap up. All right, so looking to play that long. And then really the big one, I thought this was the best gap today, but getting filled was the challenge. WVE gap down. Look at it, basing at the lows, expecting that this is going to probably close somewhere down here. There was quite a few breakdowns. I mean, if you pull this chart up on your own, take a look at the 1, the 2, the 5, the 15, any time frame, just lots of bases, all the breakdowns, giving nice follow through even here, setting up and into the end of the day, another base breakdown, but we are down to the last 5 minutes here, so not something I would try. But yeah, even right in the morning, right there, 1 minute high low there. So and there's that 1 minute base breakdown. 2 minute was a base breakdown as well, because it just based so long here on the 1 minute. So the challenge was, given that it was on an uptick, getting filled on something like this. It's just a reminder. Sometimes, even if it's at, below $10, they can keep on going. But getting filled is the challenging part. Okay, you do have to get filled on an uptick once something is down beyond 10%. Okay. All right. So, there were a few things to go after today. I think, it may even be more quiet or less things to trade in the next couple days on either side of the New Year's holiday. But we'll see. We'll do what we're supposed to do our pre-market prep, go over the gaps, right? And if it sets up, it sets up. And if it doesn't, then it'll be no play. Okay? But I hope you had a nice week last week. If you took time off, you got a good amount of rest. If you traded, hopefully you had a nice week as well. Market didn't do all that much last week, so we didn't really miss much with taking a break from the market wrap. But we're back at it now, okay? And I think at a good time to kind of get back into the swing of things and start off the new year ready to go. Okay? All right, so that'll do it for today's market wrap, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good evening.